In this presentation, I'm going to discuss the ArcCloud self-hosted on-premise or virtual private cloud version. So what is ArcCloud self-hosted on-premise? So it is an integration software made in Australia, and we are based in Ipswich, Queensland. The applications are the following: integration, extract, transform, and load automation workflow, batch jobs, scheduled jobs, and other applications that you can think of. And it features a drag and drop orchestration designer and low code development and rapid development and rapid deployment. And it has a web-based interface, so you don't have to install any software on the client's machine. And we offer a wide range of connectors that allows you to connect to various data sources like databases, files, secure file transfers, and line of business applications, web APIs. And we are building new connectors and offer the development of custom connectors, i.e., a connector for fetching data from SCADA. It's got a built-in ArcIM, Identity Access Management, which allows us to create unlimited number of users uh, for security application and role-based access control, security level access control, and generating JWT tokens. It also has a built-in Arc database, which is a relational database management system, which could be used for storing relational data. And it's got a built-in Arc NoSQL, NoSQL database, which is used for storing non-relational data, so unstructured data like JSON and dynamic schema. And we also have included a blob storage called ArcBlob, which is used for storing binary files or files. And it's got a built-in RQ uh, or queue used for order delivery of messages. So the ArcCloud on-premise VPC ecosystem is shown below. So we have here the ArcCloud, and we have the various data services which is available with the out of the box installation, and we have the IAM service, and we can create orchestrations and deploy it within our cloud using drag and drop interface, and these orchestrations interact with the various data source and data sync, so like file services, line of business softwares, messaging services like SMTP, Twilio SMS for sending SMS, and Microsoft Teams. You can also connect to various databases such as MongoDB, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, and Postgres. And we can also connect to various cloud services like AWS, Azure, or GCP. So, for instance, if you wanted to connect uh, to bucket, S3 bucket in AWS, you can do that. And we can connect to web services and web APIs as well. And devices can access the web API, so you can create an orchestration which exposes a web API and the devices can communicate to it, or various web clients such as Angular, React, and Vue.js. You can create front ends and talk to the web API and use ArcIM for authenticating. An example scenario of on-premise installation is shown below. So you have the Cloud ArcIntegrator available installed in the green zone in your local area network, and uh, you put the various databases behind a yellow zone secured by a firewall, so the users from the green zone are unable to access those databases. And you can expose the web APIs through our cloud web server installed in the DMZ, and that is that can be accessed by internet clients like a tablet. And in this case, we have a meter reader accessing the web server to upload meter data, and that is sent to the ArcCloud Arc Integrator web API and saved to the ArcCloud database. So next, I'm going to show you some screenshots. So we have uh, we have uh, a dashboard which shows you the real-time status of stop, failed, or successfully executed orchestrations. And then we have the orchestration designer, which is a drag and drop interface. So you drag connectors from the left hand side and connect them using a drag and drop interface. So, and you can play them as well. So to test the orchestration, you can click on play, and it will open up a pop-up window, and basically it will submit this orchestration into the backend, and backend is going to execute it, and the backend will send a response back to the client saying which contains the status of the execution. So I'm going to show you a demo. So here I have a created an orchestration. So what this orchestration does is I have a file receiver which basically retrieves data from this folder, and it filters for a file pattern of CSV. So all CSV files that you drop into this folder is going to retrieve it, and then it's going to convert the CSV, the comma separated file, into a JSON, and then it's going to apply a transform to that JSON. It is going to add an ID column and uh, an extra column called the water treatment plant name, and then it's going to save that data into an ArcNoSQL sender, which sends it to an ArcNoSQL database, and it will be saved to a collection or table called WTP water level readings, and then it's going to terminate the orchestration. Now, if there is an error, such as if I say error, if there's no file sitting in this folder, then it's going to show an error, and that error is going to be uh, sent pass an email message to the BAU support team, so they can check what's going on, so why there's a problem. And same is true with the CSV to JSON. If there's a problem with the file format, so it's going to throw an exception, and that will be sent as an email message. And same is true with the transform and the Arc NoSQL Sender, such as if the Arc NoSQL Sender is unavailable, then an email is going to be sent to the BAU support. So I will run this, and I'll show you. So first, let's look at the Arc NoSQL. So I'm going to, this is the Arc NoSQL storage, and we don't have the WTP table there, and I'm going to play that. So as I mentioned before, when you click on play, it's going to translate this diagram into a, a code, and the code is going to be compiled and deployed to a backend server, and the server is going to execute that, and then it's going to send a response back to the UI, which contains the result of the execution. Now, so once the response is sent, it will tell us if the execution is successful. So if you have a green connector, then it means that the connector has successfully executed. So here we'll look at the data flowing through each of the connector by double clicking that. So we have a file received which contains this value. So we have a timestamp and water level. So we have 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5, and then it converts. It's sent to the CSV to JSON converter, which converts the CSV into a JSON data, and so this is the resulting JSON data after converting it. And then we have a transform that basically adds two columns. The first column is an ID, which tags the record with an ID, which is a GUID. It's assigning a GUID to that ID column, and it's also adding a column called WTP name, water treatment plant name, and I've called it WTP1, and then it's sent to the Arc NoSQL database. So this is the output of the transform input to the NoSQL. So as you can see, we have the ID there and WTP name. So let's have a look at the NoSQL database, and I'll refresh that, and we have here a WTP water level readings that is created. So we'll pick up the data of this table. So this is the data saved, and as you can see, we have the water treatment plant. Okay. So what I will do next is I will deploy this, and to deploy that, we just click on save and close, and then we're going to deploy that. To deploy it, just click on the deploy, which corresponds to the orchestration that you wanted to deploy. So this is the one that we created, and I'm going to click on deploy, and now it's getting deployed to the backend servers, to the production servers. So I'm going to refresh that and wait for that to get deployed. So what it's doing is it's compiling the data in the orchestration, and then it's going to look for a server to deploy. Okay, so it has successfully deployed, and also it has executed it. So we can click on graph, and you can see what happened to the execution, same as what I've shown you earlier when we are doing the development. So the file receiver has received a file, and it contains five records, and then it's transformed into JSON and so on and so forth. So if we look at the ArcSQL database and look at the data, so there are now 10 records in there. So the first five records that was uploaded earlier when we were doing the development, and the next five records. So what we're going to do next is we're going to modify this orchestration and allow it to run multiple times. Uh, so uh, to do that, we are going to undeploy it by clicking on the delete, and next we're going to modify the orchestration, and we're going to add a timer. So there are two timers that is available. One is the cron scheduler, and one is the simple timer. So simple timer, you can configure an interval, or let's say 1 second or 10 seconds or 1 minute or 1 day. And for the cron, you specify a cron expression, and that will be evaluated. And once that cron expression is satisfied, when compared to the current time, then it is executed. So for this, I am just going to use the simple timer. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a timer to allow this to run in a period of 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds uh, it's going to upload the file, and it's going to uh, parse the file and transform it and upload it to the NoSQL. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to clone these nodes, and I'm going to copy that and paste it, and so this will correspond to another water treatment plant. So so if you got multiple treatment plants, so uh, and you wanted to upload the data from that plant, so we can do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to link this, and also rename uh, the treatment plant to WTP2. Okay, so and then I'm going to take out the finish, and allow this to use that finish node. And I'm also going to modify the email saying that error in parsing data from the water 3.12. So we can, I'm also gonna change the source. So this is going to be the second folder that for that water treatment, and I'm going to play that. Okay, so the orchestration process successfully. So we have received this the data received from the water treatment plant is going to be similar to the one that we received previously, but for the second water treatment plant, so we received almost similar data. So and that is sent to the CSV to JSON converter, which converts it to a JSON, and then a transform is applied, and the data was transformed into this. So we have an ID introduced and a WTP name of WTP2, and then it is sent to the ArcNoSQL, and we'll have a look at the data in the ArcNoSQL. So, so as you can see, it's running every 10 seconds. That's why there is now a build-up of records. So as you can see that we got here the WTP2 data and now WTP1 data. So it's picking up that data, that file every 10 seconds. And what we're going to do now is we're going to redeploy this to the production server by clicking on save points and then clicking on deploy. What we're going to also do is we're going to delete the data store for the water treatment plant. So we have a freshly created collection from this orchestration class. Okay. So it's active. Okay, so the orchestration is now running. So if you click on graph, we can see that it's processed successfully in production. And if we now look at the data, so we can see that the data is now being populated. So we have data for WTP1 and WTP2. Okay. Now, the other thing that I would like to show is how to debug for error. So when you click on logs, it will show you the execution uh, for all the orchestrations in production. And if I select just the errors, I should be able to see the so the graph. I should be able to see a red here. So this is not the, because we haven't encountered any error in the orchestration. So this is a different orchestration. But what you can see here that is that the connector that failed is colored red. So it's easy to figure out that there's an error in this connector. And if you double click on it, there is a message, error message, which contains the error that is encountered. So you can analyze that error and then perform a fix on the connector ever causing the error. And you can also click on the details, and it will show you the data and the associated data that is executed when the execution of the orchestration happens. So these are the items that executed, and you can trace the error from those. So that ends my demo.